Game 7's on the line. It all comes down to this. We talk clutch moments. Welcome to the tavern. So my intro is missing. There we go.
I think you needed one good shot of me to use, so cameras are on, so
I think it's some part of that. I'm loving the course. I love the views here. I think Ralph was right when we were talking to him.
got the over-under set.
I don't think we have enough battery power in the cameras to
What up?
So I changed the intro last week and I forget to move it in the right order. So that's what happens when you do these sort of things. Look at this guy. There he is.
What's up, dude?
Welcome to the studio.
Oh,
It's been
Dave, your mic is jacked up.
Yeah, you sound kind of weird and you're kind of fuzzy,
Yeah.
but we'll get around it. We all have technical difficulties. I couldn't find the intro, but we worked through it.
That was funny.
I was like, wait, where's the intro here? But
So how's your weekend?
busy. It's been busy. Had a good weekend. A lot going on here in Indiana with my job and then family life. So they're just really busy. The NBA season starts today, and the Pacers make their run back to the NBA Finals. That's why the hat. And we get Round Ball Rock back with the NBA on NBC. I'm the only one that's excited for this.
Yeah, very
How
much
was
so.
your weekend?
I had to coach some soccer on Saturday, and then we had I snuck out with the Orlando golfer and another buddy of mine, John Duvall, on Sunday. We went down to Tesoro Club down in Port St. Lucie. And this place, if you're driving down the turnpike, if you're driving south on the turnpike and you look to the left-hand side, there's a huge hedge, and in shrubs it says Tesoro. Hadn't been in there. It was an Arnold Palmer design, and this golf course was awesome. Like from start to finish. I mean, you got around the golf course and you were just great. You had to golf a ball. You had to move some shots both ways. Wind blew down there, and it was a great test. Off the private club, but if you guys ever get a chance, if you're out there and you get a chance to get on Tesoro, jump at it. It is definitely worth it, and it was unbelievable.
The pictures look great. I saw some of your pictures.
Yeah.
And some of the
and
Orlando golfers' pictures.
Yeah, no, we had a good time down there, and I may or may not have done a 6-7 TikTok while we were there, but we'll leave that alone.
So, Dave, how's your weekend?
I worked.
I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with anyone that does that.
Nope. Yeah. Will hit me with one of those, and I don't just like, no. I'm old, and this is the way it is.
It doesn't mean anything. That's the part
Right.
that bugs me. Like,
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
purpose. It doesn't mean anything. So
Our generation is just different.
we're built
So-
different. We really are.
Yes.
And even the
but-
generation before us.
But I go on vacation tomorrow, so yay.
Can't complain about that.
Nope.
Nope.
All right.
Can't complain about
Let's
that.
get into first round.
Ready to take your game to the next level? Desert Fox Golf's collegiate gear is growing fast, with over 25 universities and counting. Show off your favorite team on the course with the Phone Caddy and DJ 10 speaker. Built for easy access for every round. Perfect for students, alumni, and college sports fans looking to show off their school spirit. Gear up today at desertfoxgolf.com.
So use code Golfing Dads, get 15% off your order.
Yep.
Phone Caddy, the DJ.
And I heard
that.
there's a little birdie told me that there's something new coming from Desert Fox.
Keep checking them out. They got some great stuff out there, and the
There
Swing
may
Aid
be
bottle.
something coming like soon. So we'll keep you posted on that if we hear that.
100%.
So first round tonight, we're going to talk about what did we say we were talking about?
Colt Knost.
Colt Knost, you're right. Okay,
Yeah.
so
So
Knost
I will
is
say,
announced.
Colt Knost is he's my favorite announcer now.
yes,
On
him
tour.
and Kisner. Him and
Him
Kisner.
Those
Yeah.
two are phenomenal. They run a great podcast.
Well, Colt and
Subpar.
Graving the Sleeves, but no, Kisner's my other one that I could listen to all day long on TV.
Yeah.
I love that honesty that they have out there, and the fun they have with this sport is the fun we try to show on this as well.
Stick him out there on a hole on Arnold Palmer and let's go at it.
That's exactly.
So he announced that he is going to be getting his amateur status back. Now, Colt won $4.3 million on the PGA Tour. He made 90-something cuts out there. Dave, I'm going to go to you first. Should a guy who made $4.3 million on the PGA Tour, 93 cuts on the PGA Tour, should he be allowed to get his amateur status back?
So here is the rules from the USGA and the RNA. This is one of the most common sports for this transition. The USGA has a formal application process and a minimum 6-month waiting period. The waiting period length is determined by factors like the level of tours played and the results achieved. So it's not the first time really anybody that's done it. Colt Knost may be the most known guy going through this. We've seen this in several different sports. Guys mainly being drafted into baseball and working their way through the minors and then deciding I'm going to be a college football player. Or you have the reverse, that you play in the NBA for years and decide to go back to college and play collegiate golf. So
Did you just make a J.R. Smith reference right there?
yes, I made a J.R.
did.
Smith reference there.
Wow.
So the more I thought about this, you and I talked about this, earlier, I had a kind of a knee-jerk reaction, but the more I sat down and looked at the rules that have been in place, and it's not just like I'm going to declare myself to do this. There's a whole application to go forward with this. And Colt, more power to you. Welcome back to our ranks.
Greg?
So we talked about this earlier as well, and I think that amateur status is amateur status. If you're not getting paid to play the sport, you should be an amateur again. If he's going to play on amateur tours, I made the comparison years ago. The greatest amateur of all time, Mr. Bobby Jones, was an amateur when he won the U.S. Open, was an amateur when he won the British Open. He's the greatest golfer. He never got paid for the sport. So your golf ability doesn't make you a pro or an amateur. The only thing that makes you a pro versus an amateur is you're good enough to get paid for it. So we are amateur podcasters. Let's just say that out
Yes.
here. But if we started getting paid for it, then we're professional podcasters. Doesn't make us any better
or any worse.
Exactly. So I don't see a problem with it. Competition is competition. Steve, you and I were talking about golf competitions and playing against each other and the handicapping system. And I said, if you want to be the best and you play against the best, you play straight up. So if I'm an amateur golfer and I'm playing against someone who was on the PGA Tour and was a professional golfer, but now they're an amateur again, and I want to be good at golf, then I play against them. It doesn't make a difference. So he just doesn't get paid for it now, and he has amateur status, so he can play in amateur tournaments. And if he plays in them fairly, which anybody can, great. I don't see any problem with this.
Greg's camera just left.
Yeah, my camera's been weird.
Yeah.
So you can still.
Yeah.
I am the one person on this panel that has actually gone through the process to get my amateur status back. If Bradley was online, he would say drink. Having gone through the process and understanding that you send in, I think it's $200, and you send your money in and you fill out the application and then you wait. And depending on how long, I hadn't played an event in 5 years as a professional, so it was a relatively quick process for me because I had already sat out and not done anything as a professional. I was regaining my AM status back so that I could play possibly.
Did you ever do anything as a professional?
I competed as a professional in events.
Define competed.
Hey, Dave. Dave, we're on the third hole. I think it's time to go to the car.
If we weren't good friends, I wouldn't give you a hard time.
Yeah, no. But do I think that Colt Knost should be able to do this? I will say this. This past year, what the one thing that this does is allows Colt to compete in the mid-am, which I feel like is like the starving tour player that got their AM status back major. This year in the round of 8, 6 of the 8 players all played on tour at one point. And now have other jobs and have moved on and doing other things. So, again, I'm not holding it against him. Colt is a professional announcer. He's a professional podcaster and not a professional golfer. So anybody that's going to be up in arms about what he's doing, I don't think it's an issue. I really don't.
Well, Steve, you said it right there. You said that all these 8 people have other jobs now. So they're not focusing on golf like they did as a professional. And I think that makes you an amateur again. I was talking to someone today that I work with who plays golf a lot and is a member at a club and gets to play more. And he's like, my handicap's down to a 5. And I go, man, I wish I could get mine back down to a 4 where I had it at one point. But I'm not playing as much because of my job, because of my family, because of our podcast.
Yep.
I got other stuff going on. So I think it's fair. Sorry, Dave. Didn't mean to cut you off there.
And it'd be different if we were looking at this from a standpoint. We'll take Kisner, for example, here, who's still semi playing on tour, semi announcing, but he's also playing in the TGL.
Yeah,
and
that's still a pro status.
It's a pro status. So I think with the Steve hit the nail on the head. It cost you about $200 and an essay and half of your firstborn child, and you're good to go.
Yep. You have to bring your Mexican friend.
Yeah.
Come on, you got to get my dad joke there when he said essay.
I did. I definitely got it. I definitely got it. But yeah, no, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. Oh, hold on. I need to refill my beverage here.
Are you using the caddy cooler from the front of the club car?
I feel like if that didn't have our logo on it, I would feel you stole that from the course you played this weekend.
Yeah.
They didn't have those. Funny enough, I almost brought it down. I should have.
You should have. Yeah. That should be. Yeah. That's something that most golf courses need to have that on the front of the cart. And Club Pro will make it.
Club
will
Pro
make it for you. They will make it for you. And the mayor of the PGA show, check him out when you're there. Bill Ridge.
You can also go back. He's been on our podcast. He's been on our podcast before. You can go back and check that episode out as well. So.
But amateur status, we're all pretty good there. And what do we got next?
Well, let's get into happy hour because
Clutch City.
With all the sports going on right now, let's talk about being clutch. Dave, you're not going to like some of my picks.
No, I'm not.
All right, so everything that's going on right now in sports, we got the World Series starting up, the NBA is getting started up, NFL is in full swing, the NHL is back. this is a great time to talk about clutch moments in sports. So the first thing that I want to kind of put out here and ask the two of you is what, in a few words, don't drag this out. And Dave, I'll go to you first. In your mind, what makes something a clutch moment in sports?
Ooh. Well, you can take it in two directions, but I think the underdog story coming through makes
That's a good
a
one.
clutch sports moment.
All right. So, Steve, I'm going to throw the same thing to you. In your mind, what's one thing that makes a clutch moment in sports?
The moment is defined by one picture that everyone knows what happened.
I have one for that. So I was gonna take that too, and I think it defines time, and everyone always refers back to it when something is similar to it. So, and it wins a game, and
Yep.
combining both of what you're saying there, Dave, it's that underdog or someone who's down and has to make a last minute shot, or it's something that has that picturesque moment there. So
We saw it last night in the Mariners Blue Jays game.
you could have seen an even bigger one last night. You saw it last night. I think if that was in the ninth inning, would have been a little more clutch.
Would have been a little bit, yeah.
And I think that's timing has everything to do with it, because I didn't put some things on my list of clutch moments because it happened earlier. It didn't come down to the last minute. And I think
Right.
coming down to the wire is a big part of this.
I do want to. This conversation came about because of what Shohei Ohtani did. So,
Yeah.
I mean, let's give credit where credit is due. Shohei's
I don't give
performance
any credit to the Dodgers.
Friday,
Although that's one of the
Shohei's-
first ones on the list.
Shohei's performance on Friday night will go down in history as arguably the greatest single player performance in a team game, I think, across the board.
Single
I think
player
it's.
performance.
I'm gonna digress. I'm gonna digress here. Shohei, and only because of who Shohei is. He is at this moment in time. He is a dual purpose player. There's nobody like Shohei. Shohei is. There's everybody else, and then there's a Shohei category. So
It's true.
while saying yes, it was a Herculean performance on his part between the pitching, the 3 home runs. There's nobody else out there that can do that, so it's an unfair comparison.
The only person
to
that can
put-
do it again is Shohei.
is Shohei right now.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that Travis Hunter can't exactly do it in the NFL, but that's a different story.
So I'm gonna stick with the Dodgers here, and I'm gonna bring out the first moment that I had on this list. And this hurts me to say it. And I watched this with a Dodger fan friends last year as a Yankees fan. Freddie Freeman in Game 1 of the World Series last year. That game went back and forth, went into extra innings, bases loaded. Freddie Freeman at the bat, walk-off home grand slam to
Right.
win the game. That's a clutch moment.
That's not my number one Dodgers moment.
It's not my number one moment. I'm not. These are in no
Yeah.
particular order.
Can I guess your number one Dodgers moment? Because I think I know.
Go ahead.
Kirk Gibson.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, but that was
Because
so. To our
that was
point,
his only moment in that whole World Series.
that was
Whereas
also
Freddie
true.
Freeman had, more moments.
So when we talked about clutch moments earlier, and that's why I brought Freddie Freeman up first here, because I knew you would bring up that, because in that moment, that's what they referred to, was
Correct.
that Dodger moment and that
Yeah.
clutch moment. And that moment has both of what you said. It was a game winner, and there is a photo that goes down in history of the video of walking the
Yes.
bases, pumping the fist. So that has both of those there. All right. So Dave, I want you to give me another clutch moment that you can think of in sports that just comes to mind when you think clutch moments.
I tell you what, mine's not, and it may sound slightly morbid on this.
Oh boy.
The earthquake during the World Series.
Not clutch, but historic. I'll give you that.
Historic. Yes.
'Cause I remember watching that as a kid to this day. I remember
To this
where
day.
I was.
And they still reference, Oakland and San Francisco. Granted, Oakland's in Sacramento now, and but they still reference that Bay Series World Series there.
Correct.
Oakland's not in Sacramento now. Let's get this right. The Athletics are in Sacramento.
In Sacramento, yes.
The city didn't move.
they moved. They moved to Las Vegas.
The earthquake shifted them over there.
Yeah. If I'm gonna define a clutch moment, and I'm gonna stay with baseball, and I'm gonna go to my Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh, is he gonna say it?
Roy Halladay's
Not the one I was thinking of.
season no hitter.
I thought he was gonna say Joe Carter.
I thought he was too.
I told you I had to bring it up, man.
I thought he was
Finger in his
too.
face. Dude, you know Steve's gonna bring up a Yankees moment that I'm gonna be the same way about. So he just left. He just flat out left. I knew that was gonna happen with Mr. Carter on there. So I'm gonna add another one till Dave comes back from. I'm gonna stick with baseball because I have a few baseball on my list here. Because I know where you're gonna go with some of them. But one of the most iconic, I'll bring you back in, Dave. One of the most iconic baseball, let's just say, shots of all time. You know where I'm going with this? One of the most iconic announcer moments of all time to go with it.
The shot heard around the world.
The shot heard around the world, Dave. Thank you.
Yep.
The
I
Giants.
have a picture of it.
We weren't alive for that. None of us were alive.
Ralph Blanca and Bobby Thompson.
I have
that stands the test of time.
Yeah.
And
I have
to
one.
Steve's point, because he's going Carlton Fisk next.
No, I actually have one. Well, that did happen before all of us were born as well, because it happened 50 years ago tonight.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I have one that actually happened well before all three of us were born, and it's the impregnable
Where's the
quadrilateral.
Oh, wow. Is that
Whoa.
hurt you to say?
It's Bobby Jones winning the Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Is Bobby Jones winning the Grand Slam?
Again, golf related. Still the only player to do it. There's the Tiger Slam, but Bobby Jones is, and I will also throw in, if we're going to go down the Tiger road, Tiger in 2000 and Tiger's whole year in 2000. And
Not
then
really
you
clutch.
think about-
That's dominance.
Yeah.
well, okay. Won the U.S. Open by how many?
Yeah, not clutch. You
That's
dominate.
clutch. Dominating.
But again,
That's
Nobody
pure
else
another
can.
domination. That's not clutch.
right.
If you want to talk Tiger clutch, the putt on 18 with the broken kneecap to force the playoff with Rocco.
Clutch, yeah.
Or I'm gonna say the 2019 Masters, his last major win, coming back
Yeah.
the way that happened. It was the first time he had to
I'm
come back
surprised
from
nobody
that.
in comments is saying the chip shot on 16 against DeMarco.
Clutch.
Yeah.
Here's my thing, though, with clutch. Here's my thing with clutch on that. Tiger wasn't the first person to hold that shot. Davis Love III had already made it out there before.
Yeah, but Davis Love didn't end up winning the Masters
Correct.
at that point.
I will
But
give you another.
That's where it's
Hey,
clutch.
I will give you a guy who probably could get his amateur status back by this point because I don't think he's played a tour event in forever. Jonathan Bird's walk-off hole-in-one in Las Vegas in a playoff.
Oh yeah,
That's a good one.
that's pretty clutch for golf. Like when
Yeah.
you're thinking that, and that's what we're talking about here too. Golf. I'm gonna just go off here for a second with a different question, not a moment, but I don't feel like golf sometimes sets up for as many clutch moments as other sports do.
Correct.
I think I think golf's clutch moments come from a mistake on the shot before.
Yeah, that's a good way to put this.
Phil from the Pine Straw. Bubba from,
Pine Straw.
left field of the gallery. We're talking about Augusta. I think golf's clutch moments are made by the previous shot, not about what they're currently doing. Like Tiger's putt on TPC. They're on 17, the putt or the chip,
I'll give you one.
coming in.
I'll give you one.
If he's two centimeters right or left there on the shot beforehand, that shot may or may not go in. So
point.
golf's clutch moments are defined pretty much by not putting the ball where you want it on the shot before.
Justin Leonard at the Ryder Cup.
Yeah. There you go. And that's, I think the team aspect kind of plays more into this because
Yeah.
when the team is down, you're the one that picks them back up. When you're the player that causes the bad shot, sometimes that's where like it becomes clutch in golf because it's how you respond to the adversity of what's happening. And that's where clutch comes in all these sports. All right, Steve, give me another one from your list of a clutch moment in sports that just resonates through the years.
Jordan's flu game.
Oh, it was food poisoning. It was you saw it last day. It was food poisoning.
The flu game.
Yeah, the flu game.
And I got one more I got another one that I think I want to know where
I got two Jordan moments.
This I think goes down in history as the greatest game ever played, not the movie. Micah Ruzioni.
Oh,
So it's that's that's almost a clutch the whole thing because that game was more about winning, and it also they didn't win the gold medal in that game. They had to play another game to win the gold medal. The Miracle on Ice. Right. I almost thought about putting that on here, but I was like, from clutch standpoints, I don't think it's clutch. I think it's once again you played better and you won outright. The goal at the end might be clutch in that game. So I'll give you that, a Ruzioni with that one. So I'm going to give you two Jordan moments here. The first one I'm going to start with is the 1982 NCAA championship.
Yep.
From the corner.
You go to a freshman when you have a better senior on the team.
That team was loaded.
That team was loaded. And you go to the freshman who, Dave, you got a goated hat on. It is the GOAT. He is the GOAT of all goats. Let's be honest. And he makes that shot as a freshman. That's pretty clutch.
What's the other one you got?
The other one I have goes back to an iconic moment. And it's the jump after he makes the shot over the Cleveland Cavaliers to
over Craig Elio
to his first NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Jordan makes that shot. That is clutch and clinches them to go win their first Eastern Conference final and then win the NBA final. So I think those two have that historic picturesque aspect.
Staying in the NBA because, I didn't go down the Jordan route with my list there just because there were so many to choose from. I'm going to take Gary Payton from the corner in the Miami Heat over the San Antonio Spurs.
Okay.
Clock winding down, and LeBron and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, and it's, Payton from the corner there as time winds down to send that game to overtime.
Yep. So I'm going to go a homer thing right here. And I got to go into this because you've been talking NBA. Tyrese Halliburton. 5 games in these playoffs last year. He either made a shot to tie and take it to overtime or win on a game-winning shot. To do that once in a playoff is amazing.
Yeah.
To do that in every round of the playoffs, there's been nothing like that. And that season, you were voted the most overrated player by your peers. And then you go and do that. And the only thing that stops you from winning an NBA championship last year is your Achilles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
I got one.
Got to give him props on that one.
Yeah. I had a college football one.
All right.
Doug Flutie.
Flutie Flex?
Oh, the Hail Mary from Boston College against Miami.
Yes.
Once again.
No, it was Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
It was against Notre Dame. An iconic moment, iconic picture of that, just chucking it out there.
Yep.
The band is on the field.
Ooh, there's another one. Ooh, good one there.
That's clutch. He ran through the band to make that touchdown.
He ran it, and I'm just like that's my college football one. Is the band is on the field.
That's pretty clutch.
It's it's interesting when you go down, those Doug Flutie, he goes back to my underdog, undersized story, of clutch moments. I think all the three of us are all taller than Doug Flutie. I know, Greg,
Having
you
met
are.
him, yes.
I'm pretty sure all of our sons are taller than Doug Flutie.
Yeah.
And my son's 4.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go another homer pick here for my team that doesn't know how to play football anymore. And I'm not talking about my Nittany Lions. I'm talking about the New York Giants here.
Who released their kicker today?
Should have released him after the first miss. David Tyree and Eli Manning avoiding the sack with 1:15 left on the clock, 3rd and 5 from your own 44. You're down 14-10 against the undefeated New England Patriots.
Yep.
And you do that? Clutch, right there.
Tom Brady versus the Falcons.
I don't know if that's clutch or a collapse.
That's it, yeah.
I don't know how you lose.
Well, if you're going to talk Tom Brady and iconic moments, the tuck rule.
I was going to say the courtroom.
The fumble in the snow against the Raiders that wasn't that got called.
His arm
back.
was going forward. His arm was going forward.
That changed and defined a rule moving forward from there. And I think that was a good thing that happened because that wasn't there, and now they had to define what that was. All right, basketball starting up. We've talked about the NCAA already, but what's the one? And I got to say this. They show this every year since 1992. So 93 on, they have shown this when you're going into the Final Four. This is in the highlight reel.
Jim Valvano.
Not Jim Valvano, 1992. Christian Laettner.
Oh, with a full court pass.
Full court pass, 2 seconds on the clock, 2.1 if you want to be exact. Makes the shot to win the game.
Yeah.
Who
was the inbounder? Who was the inbounder on that? Do you remember?
Grant Hill.
Yeah.
There you go.
I put NC State and Valvano's win up there too. I mean, that moment where he was running around not knowing who to hug.
The tap in that gets that another one that is also shown from that moment on in all those highlight reels.
Caitlin Clark from the logo.
Yeah, that's just
how do that's clutch? That's just habit. That's
just
habit. It's also a commercial at this point. I love
Caitlin it is.
Clark, but I don't know where
I'm going to say one that Greg, you're going to really like that I hate. There's 2 of them. Aaron bleeping Boone and Bucky bleeping Dent. There we go. And I'll just throw those out there.
I got Bill Buckner right here. Is that a clutch moment?
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that.
Dave, you got me that.
I did.
Reggie Jackson's 3 home runs, becoming Mr. October.
I don't know if that's clutch or a defining moment in here. So that's where this difference comes in of what do we define as clutch versus a defining moment or dominance in here. So
Luis Gonzalez, Arizona Diamondbacks World Series against Mariano Rivera.
that one still hurts. I knew you'd have payback for.
That's clutch.
That is clutch. That, to be honest, that was painful to watch. I will say, even when it's a clutch moment and your team loses on a clutch moment, it's still an amazing game usually that leads up to that point. Like Penn State and Rose Bowl a few years ago against USC when they both didn't make it into the when it was the Final Four in college football. That game was an amazing game that we blew at the last second. I mean, if you're looking for more reasons to fire Franklin, that comes down to those clutch moments that he didn't have. I love James Franklin. I will miss him as a coach at Penn State, but it was time to move on.
Yeah.
Not talk about non-clutch performances. That's someone who had never had a clutch coaching performance. And that's the thing that can happen too. Coaches can be clutch in the way that they coach a game as well, and the decisions they make.
I've got one from the Masters, from the par 3 at the Masters. Jack Nicklaus's grandson on the 9th hole making a hole-in-one in front of Gary Player.
Here's the thing. I don't know, like it's clutch, but it's not, because he was technically the caddy, so he wasn't participating in said event.
Yep.
It's a clutch moment, I think, as a personal clutch moment, because
That's a personal clutch moment.
The pressure that was on him with all those people around him. Now, your heritage builds you, like prepares you for that clutchness.
Yes.
Right there.
Yeah.
But to be honest, all of us, maybe not Dave, because he has done a hole-in-one on a par 3 course, would have shanked that into the water.
Yeah.
Correct.
Now, speaking of Gary Player, and none of us probably know the outcome of this, but the fact that he holds a tournament to see which of his grandkids can caddy for him,
It's pretty good.
does that define clutch within family dynamics?
I don't know if clutch or tension is the word you're looking for right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back to a clutch moment that I think still is amazing in history, and I'm going back to the Pacers here, and I'm picking on the Knicks again. 9 points in 8 seconds.
Reggie
Game
Miller.
1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. That's pretty impressive. That you can not only pull that off, but that you hit all those shots to win
In front of
that
Spike
game.
in front of Spike Lee.
Yeah.
And I just saw
Like-
and then, I mean, Tyrese did the whole choke thing to the Knicks again. I really want the NBA Eastern Conference Finals to be Knicks Pacers again. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I get it.
Your Magic might have a say in that, though.
Yeah, they're gonna be tough.
They made some moves this year. The East is going to be a lot better than people think this year. I'll tell you that right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, let's see.
You know,
anything else?
I think I got one from what we'll stay on golf, and a guy that we all like, and we didn't necessarily see the video, but it is a clutch moment. Mr. Joel Damon. Rolling in that putt to keep his tour card
Oh yeah.
on 18.
Once again,
I mean-
that's where you talked about a clutch moment in golf. You kind of put yourself in a situation, and then there you go.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
I got one more. To add here,
Oh boy.
and
Oh,
I
boy.
brought this. I'm saving this for last because it's kind of a controversial clutch moment. The Immaculate Reception.
Still a good catch. Oh,
Is
Bradley
it a catch,
missed everything.
though?
Yes, it was a
Isn't it-
catch.
So you think Franco Harris? I do think it was a catch, but watching the NFL last week, I don't know what is a catch anymore. Let's be
What is
honest.
a catch anymore?
If it's Kansas City making it, it's a catch.
Even if it bounces off the ground, it's a catch. Apparently, you can
You know,
smack
if
it off
it's,
the
you
ground.
know, TJ Hawkinson, it's not a catch.
Mhm.
Exactly. So, what is that? So, all right. With that, I think it's time. You got a smack of the week.
I do have one.
Hey, let us know what you think in the comments is your favorite clutch moments. So leave those in the comments and let the debate begin. All right,
Yes.
let's get right into smack of the week.
Too many things.
Bridgestone mindset. Hey, if you are out there and you are looking for the golf ball, it's going to help
This guy
the
in the
game.
parking lot,
And
and then
you
this
think
guy
every
shows up.
What the hell was that? We got to really start reviewing Steve's Smack of the Weeks.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you give him carte blanche to do whatever he wants.
Oh, that was funny. I laughed out loud when I watched that.
Okay, so go back to that. Play that again because I want to ask a question after you play that again. I
Okay.
really want to know something, and I'm going to put this out there.
Hold on.
You're the coolest guy in the parking lot, and then this guy shows up.
What was the end game?
I don't know.
What, like, it's not like you were trying to jump that railing because there was a wall behind the railing.
Right.
And even if you jump the railing and get the scooter, I'm assuming, on top of it, the front of the scooter's still hitting the wall.
Correct.
So your only option there was face into the wall.
Correct.
All right. Dave,
Hey, Dave, do we have odds?
World Series?
World
We
Series
do
odds?
World Series odds.
The other thing, do we have odds on whether or not you guys are going to collude in fantasy football this year? Or I'm actually looking for somebody to collude with.
Collusion.
We have never colluded.
I don't know what we don't have collusion talks on camera or at all for that matter.
No.
Let's get into odds with Dave. Nikon Rangefinder, official rangefinder of the LPGA Tour and the Golfing Dads Tavern. If you're looking for a rangefinder that will change your game, all of our stuff in our show will change your game for the better. Check out Nikon Rangefinders.
Hey, if Camp Scadaboo suddenly shows up on Greg's team,
My team is a fire sale.
yeah, I have a league that's fire sale right now too.
I got my first win this week, so like
Bradley, make me an offer.
I don't know how a comeback's happening, but collusion is on the table for another podcaster who decided to join our team name.
So, Dodgers are negative odds. Blue Jays are about 2-1. Here's the fun one that I think 2 or more home runs in the series. Shohei and Vlad are both negative odds.
Yeah.
Wait, 2 or more by one player?
2 or more home runs by one player, yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, there's home runs in this series.
But for Shohei and Vlad, and here's where it keeps getting interesting, if they're to hit 3+ home runs in the series, the whole series, not just a game in the series, Shohei's 1.5 and Vlad is 2.5 right now to have 3+ home runs for the whole World Series.
Here's the thing. I think that this game, like always, the World Series comes down to pitching. I think that the Dodgers pitching is not as strong as it was. I think it's doing well. I think the Blue Jays, when they played the Yankees, their bats held them into it and beat the Yankees at their own game.
Yeah.
The Yankees pitching was better at that time and just didn't perform. I think the Blue Jays have the better chance here if I'm looking at it, but it's tough to go against the Dodgers when they seem like the team of destiny the last few seasons.
Correct.
I think, and having watched a lot of Dodger baseball with my father-in-law, and I think right now the Blue Jays have the better bullpen,
I agree.
but they have to have the lead to get there. I think the Dodgers starting pitching staff, because, most of them have been either injured or whatever all year long, and have probably thrown a combined 100 innings, are, ready to go. But it's that middle of the bullpen trying to get to now Sasaki, at the end is where I think the Dodgers will struggle. If it comes down to a 2-1 game, a 1-1 game. And I think the Blue Jays can take advantage of the middle of that Dodgers bullpen.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting.
But I can't cheer for the Blue Jays because 1993.
I can't root for the Dodgers because of last year.
Yeah. It's 110 days to pitchers and catchers report. And I can't, my football season is over completely.
You could be worse, though. You could be a Jets fan.
I saw the best video today of someone interviewing this kid walking out of a Jets game, and he goes, I was born into this. I'll always be the Jets fan. They suck. Being a Jets fan, so growing up in that area,
yeah,
and I was a Giants fan, still a Giants fan, and the Giants suck right now too, but have some potential. And when the Giants have potential, there's the hope actually usually pans out in the long run. When, as a Jets fan, has it ever been enjoyable to watch that team?
I got a buddy who's a season ticket holder, and I ask him all the time when it's enjoyable to watch them. He still can't answer it.
Like right now, I'll tell you, it is enjoyable to watch the Colts play right now here in Indy.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it is.
It's a good time to be a sports fan.
You're watching your former quarterback lead the Colts there in Indy.
Yeah, that hurts because I still don't. I've gotten over it, and I'm now on team Daniel Jones, but I'm more on team Tyler Warren. So just throw the ball to Tyler Warren. Yeah, I'm also team Scattaboo because dude's just run through brick walls.
I'll trade you Scattaboo for your Indy running back.
My kicker? No, I'm not giving up Jonathan Taylor. No, that's my old.
That's not collusion there, Bradley.
So, all right, let's get into the last call. Cobra DS Adapt Future Fit 33 technology. I gotta say, this driver is a game changer. It is a cheat code for your game.
Mm-hmm.
Go and test it out and feel the difference and just see the difference that you get out of this driver. I have not seen something help my game without having to adjust my swing, which you can still do with this. 33 seems like a lot of different features on there that you don't need, but you only need to find the setting that's right for you. But it gives you so many options to find it. Check out Cobra Golf. All right.
So
Scotty Scheffler.
Doing some stuff.
We're talking about growing the game. Scott.
And we've been on a kick quite a bit of talking about growing the game. And it came down today that Scotty and his wife Meredith have announced they've launched the launch of the Randy Smith Jr. Tour, a free and inclusive junior golf circuit giving children across Texas access to the game without financial barriers. Created with partnership with the North Texas PGA, Scheffler's new initiative will target boys and girls ages 6 to 12, removing membership and entry fees entirely.
Like, when you win this much money, that's what you should do with it. Just gonna say.
And let's also talk about the fact that one of the things that we've talked about is what's the hardest barrier to break down in golf? It's the cost.
Yeah.
Like, how do you grow the game and make it more cost effective? So Scotty's figured out how to do it, and he's doing it. I mean, what they've created, yes, it's, obviously competitive golf for junior golf is very competitive. It's going to be good kids playing it, but to be able to remove the cost for these kids to play and to take that whole thing away at this point, man, I think
even as adults, golf isn't cheap.
Correct.
And as golfing dads and having kids, Will's, I may be looking for a new set of clubs for Will come spring. And, it's a 2-3 year process right now that you're continually buying clubs.
Yeah.
I
just need to read this comment really quickly from Instagram from Sawyer Walters. By the way, Sawyer Walters for Congress. He is running in Southern Mississippi. Scotty is my hero. Went to prison to a PGA champ. Rehabilitation works.
So, but these kind of programs, like what the First Tee does, what the PGA Junior League does, they help people not only in golf, but in life. They're helping kids, and that's going to help grow the game. Because if you're getting people into the game that enjoy the game and giving them access to these sort of things, it's going to make the game better for everybody. Let's be honest.
Everybody.
So when you talk about growing the game out there, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about people that are doing things to help grow the game, whether that's as little as talking about it and influencing other people to talk about it, or making a big difference like Scotty's making, and like the PGA Junior League and the First Tee makes, because these organizations have such an impact. So if you're looking out there to do something, just look to these organizations to help them out. Dave, you're talking about your son, and he's going to grow out of clubs, and it's donating those clubs to somebody or selling those clubs to somebody at a cheaper rate so that they can afford for that, and giving people the opportunities. And when we're giving opportunities to others to share the game that we love, and that's the key there, share the game that we love with others. That's what this game is about.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
it seems like a pretty simple concept, in everything, do good, do right. And it's a tough one for people to grasp. And it's great that Scotty is out there with his foundation that is out there and doing it in Texas. Hopefully some other people, see this and take the lead on it and continue to expand that. Yes, it's easy in Texas. It's easy in Florida, where a lot of these PGA, pros live. Greg, you and I are out here in the Midwest. It's not necessarily as easy out here, but it's got to start somewhere.
Dave, you have Zach Johnson and Greg has Eric Barnes. I mean, what do you guys mean it's hard? Isn't Patrick Rogers also from Indy?
Yeah, I was going to say you want Eric Barnes, who's struggling to keep right now, but a guy out there. And I've played golf, but that's what it is. Go out there. Your local clubs, they'll help you out too. We need to take the stigma away that this is an elitist game out there. Yep. It's a game for everybody out there. Our buddies at Eastside Golf, they're doing this. They're helping out. They're going to different areas during PGA Tour events and putting on stuff in the community. So it's these kind of impacts that when you have that ability to make that impact, put good out there, you'll get good back. I mean, Dave's a perfect example of that. He won a TaylorMade contest because he put good out there. He won Masters tickets because he put good out there, and then he hit a hole-in-one. That's why I said he was going to be the first one of us to do it.
Yeah.
Steve and
and we look at, we've talked, you mentioned, that, and great friend of the show and from Lombardi Golf, Uncle P out there doing his thing with putters and, the Under Armour Kids Tour.
Lee from Wedge FX doing that with them too. Like they're out there making an impact on the game and for those junior golfers. Because think about it, when you were a kid, someone had that impact on you, whether it was a family member that introduced you to this game, or it was a coach, or it was just a friend, or just an organization that helped you get into this. Pay it forward. All right. That being said, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Really fortunate, man. I mean, having the opportunity to build something that's
And remember, folks, use code GolfingDads to get 15% off your order at Desert Fox Golf. Also use code GolfingDads to get 15% off your order at golfish.com. Use code GolfingDads to get 20% off your order at Jacket Sunscreen, and use the Golfing Dads Tavern to get 5% off your order at FlightScope.